Hello. Well, I'm moved over to a different location to do the unpackaging of something I bought on eBay because my three-quarter roommate is working on his laptop in the other room, and this is something I bought on eBay, which I'm crossing my fingers will be as good as my rose-colored glasses made them seem. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 things here. Let's pick the first of the 3. Is that the first of the 3? Yes. Okay. This is a Wahl Eversharp ladies pen, little bulldog of a pen, as you can see, Greek key pattern, and I think, yes it does, yes, it has a nice stub nib on it, flexible and a nice sharp stub. I love these kinds of nibs, even though I don't do this kind of lettering very much. When I do use a stub nib for Old English or cursory, chancery, whatever it's called, Roman lettering and things, it's nice when you have a little bit of flex to it. And my favorite ones have flex, but also that the side, you even see what I'm doing, the side is very sharp. So this is as good, or it's actually better than I thought it would be. Now, yes, it's a short stubby pen, but it's a short stubby nib. And when you post the pen on the cap, it sort of seems like this is the kind of balance I like when I'm using a stub nib. I like the weight to be forward. If it were a long pen, the weight would be further back, and I sort of like the forward for this. So, yay. Number 2. Now that's going to be number 3. Number 2. I hope number 3 works. Number 2 is this pen. Now this is another Wahl Eversharp, and this was one of the last gasps of that company, and it's a slip cap pen. It looks almost like it was trying to be a Schaefer snorkel, but it's thinner than a snorkel, and it's really neat how thin it is. And it has a small nib, which in this case I can't tell. In the light that I'm in, everything has sort of a golden tone cast to it because my lights are sort of yellowy. But it has a smooth, somewhat flexible nib. And this nib is a weird size, so I can't like swap it out with another one immediately. I might have a nib like this. But what's neat about this pen, well, a thing that's neat about these pens are it's a slip cap, so there's no threads. It's all one smooth surface all the way down, slip cap, and the cap, when posted, you sort of wonder, what is that little line for? Halfway down the lever, there's this little raised area. It's lower, then it steps up and goes for the rest of the way. You can see it here. And what that does, it stops the cap from going further down. So it's sort of a weird thing, like a flying buttress on a cathedral. Like, why didn't you just design it to work without that on the inside? did you need to have that bump showing? But they did. So it's really a cool pen, and it's relatively rare. Now, I knew I was getting this, so I brought out the other two pens that were made by the same company at different times. This was the earliest, and it has, the screw cap Wahl Eversharp pen, very thin as well, equally thin, I guess, as this. Is there a way to, just about as thin as this, and really neat. And then after this, they came out with I guess the next one was the Coronet, which I've always found offensive. I don't like them. They're just too fancy. And I really hate their clips on the Coronet. So this, excluding that pen, this sort of shows the evolution from this one to the Skyline to this one. And then when they were making this pen, it was almost the end of their run anyway. But this is in really nice shape, and I'll see if I can find a nib that I like better for it. I think I'd like a nib that was really fine, and it doesn't even have to be flexible, because I think this pen sort of wants to write excruciatingly fine and whispers. This pen whispers. This one shouts. This one is in between, but this one has a delicacy to it that is really surprisingly interesting. Okay, now the last one. This was the one, so this is good, yay. This is the one that I was crossing my fingers on the most. It's a Victorian era dip pen nib with a big old honkin' 14 karat gold nib, and does it have its iridium on it? This is the thing that I need to get my loop. Okay, loop. Because these are the things that I make my Franken pens out of. It looks like it's there. It also looks like it's bent a little bit. Now, was it bent before it was shipped, or was it bent after? It's very, very delicate. This just falls right out the back here, but I'll put this in a large senior-sized something, and the nib has a little wave to it that I can see. You can see too, probably. Come on. See my hand covered with cat scratches. Just move this up to focus on that. See the little wavy pattern there. So I might be able to fix that. I may not try, because it's really scary when you are dealing with these pens that are as old as they are. Oh, it's a number 8. Who made it? Leroy Fairchild, number 8 pen. So this'll make me happy, I hope, when I put it in the right holder. So all in all, I was very happy. This is a good, and when you're buying pens like this, or a lot, there might be one person that wanted to buy this one. Probably no one wanted to buy this unless they looked at the nib, in which case a lot of people would have wanted it. But when you buy something that's in a group lot like this, I, who have relatively democratic tastes, meaning I like all sorts of different kinds of things, I'd probably be willing to spend more than any sophisticated collector for the one thing they wanted. They might want to pay X dollars on this one because they really, really want it. But I might pay a little less than X, Y dollars on this, and Z dollars on this, and you add all of those up and it will be more than X. So I get to win it. So that's how I do it. Anyway, I'll let you know how this turns out another time. Bye.